Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I want to talk about the Trial of the Ancestors, like a kind of a review of the league mechanic or slash the league itself. I'm far not done with the league, but I'm doing my 40 of 40 challenges every single league, and I decided with my accuracy stacker like a week ago or something to do all the Trial of the Ancestors challenges. And that means I was grinding quite a bit of the league mechanic. I'm not like close to anybody that is like perfectioning it, you know, like the people in like rank 2000. I think once I hit the last challenge, I was somewhere rank 600 or something. And I want to talk about the way how I approached things in the start, what did I learn about it, as well as, yeah, my overall opinion about the mechanic itself. I know there has been a major patch with some, yeah, some goodies for the league mechanic, but overall, just like my 2 cents. And please note that this is my personal opinion about it. I don't want to influence anybody about it, like about my take. Yeah, basically. So I started off with just doing the league mechanic the way it is intended. Means I have absolutely no knowledge. I just spent my silver coins and tried to do it on league start. I did it like 2 or 3 rounds, but I was like, wait a second, my build's not doing that well, you know, I'm not having defense, I'm not having good clear, I'm not having good single target, so I think I'm just gonna save up my silver coins to a later stage, and then once I have a well-established build, then I'm gonna go at it. And this is what happened when I put together my accuracy stacker. I think in the end version of the build, I had about 100 million DPS on my tornado shot, so I was like, yo, clear is insane, it's tanky, and also has like insane single target on top. So I want to blast the challenges right now. So I did, and I played the league for about, I'd say like 12 to 15 hours, I think. And in the start, I was just like going at it as I am, basically just popping in the silver coins and just play the mechanic as it is. Obviously, while streaming all of that, a lot of people recommend me better strategies and other things. So once I think the first 200 ranks are like cake, you know, like you never die. I think I've never actually lost a tournament, so it was super fine. But people always said like, yo, once you reach like 200 or 300 ranking, then, you know, you're going to get randomly one-shotted, and it doesn't really matter how tanky you are. And I was like, yo, I'm going to one-shot everything anyways, right? But obviously, the higher your rank, the more, the harder it gets, you know, the AI cutter is a bit better, mobs are way more tanky, and even on a certain point, it was a bit weird, because even though I knew I had over 100 mil DPS, monsters were really tanky. Sometimes like the bosses took like 10 seconds or so, which is kind of crazy. And then you also like one-shot it. You're like, bro, I don't even know what hit me, you know? Like sometimes you just randomly get popped. So there was the time, like rank 200, 250 or something, when I decided to actually do research. So I was watching video guides about the league mechanic, and there was like 2 informations that I was using throughout my journey, and I'm gonna link those 2 in the description below. The first one is this image over here, which basically shows you which what is it, like ancestors or whatever you want to have in the grand tournament as the last remaining person, because there is 3 that have like very valuable rewards. For example, I think that the 2 of the Arohangoi Makanga or something, or no, it was the Ramako Makanga. Oh god, these names. I think this one on the bottom here is the one with the additional projectile, and they go for like 10 divines or something, right? So that was the first thing that I knew. Which ones do I eliminate right away, and which one do I want to keep alive throughout the tournament, because they technically have the best reward, right? So that was the first thing. And the second thing that I used was the spreadsheet from Grimro, which is like, you know, loot things, like how good it is, Atlas, whatever, you know, like, but the best units, that was the one that I was interested in. So I knew what units do I need to get. And there is like 3 units that are like way better than others. In one hand, it's the Field Master, which is like the best flanker or something. Then we have the Spear Fisher, as well as the Caldera Ravager and the Thunderbird. Like those 4 units are far better than everything else. So once I've done my research and I knew, okay, what units do I need to get, where do I place them, as well as what kind of like ancestors do I want to keep in the end to have a maximum like chance of getting a good rework. After that point, the mechanic became shit. And the reason for that is simple. I knew exactly what kind of currency do I need early on, like the Ancestors token to buy units, right? So I knew exactly what kind of tokens do I need to buy the exact same units and always place them on the same point. So it felt kind of tedious at some point because from like rank 200 to 600 I was playing the exact same thing over and over and over again. Always get the same currency, buy the same units, get a field master, put it as flanker, buy a thunderbird, put it as flanker, buy your ravager, put it as like attacker or something, you know. So you just did the same thing over and over again, and that was like the point where I said like, this is not fun, you know. I kind of enjoyed it more when I was pushing towards like the rank 200, when I had no clue about anything and I was just buying random units, placing them wherever I thought might be good. But once you know how the meta works, everything is the same. And I know, the thing is like, yesterday I ran like 300 Crimson Temple maps, for example, right? Which is also tedious, because it's the same freaking map over and over again, but it still feels better for me because I just enjoy mapping overall. And it's like, you know, I don't know, I just rather spend 12 hours mapping than 12 hours of the trial of the Ancestors League mechanic, basically. And when it comes to the outcome, I'm not the person that is looking for the best possible currency strategy. That means, if I think a league mechanic is fun to play, then I'm gonna run it. If it's one divine less per hour, I don't care, because while I'm grinding, I'm enjoying the grind a lot more than doing something where I know it's profitable, but I'm not enjoying it, you know? So that's like the thing, how I approach things, right? So even if Trial of the Ancestor would give me 10 divines an hour and mapping would give me 6 divines an hour, I would still rather map, because to keep my sanity, basically, right? Good. What did I actually get through this like 12 to 15 hours? I can't remember how long it was exactly, but what did I get basically? I got 7 flat divine drops, where 2 of them were flat 1 divine, and one time I had a 5 divine stack. So that's basically it. Obviously, you find a lot more stuff, a lot of bubblegum currency. I think a couple tattoos that I sold for like a divine, like when I bulked it up for like 2 or 3 of these tattoos, right? But it didn't really feel any kind of like special. You get a bunch of like random bubblegum currency all the time, so that feels kind of good. You're just bulking up. But as I say again, I'm not the person that enjoys the grind just because it's good currency. I enjoy the grind when it's actually fun to grind, right? But overall, I didn't hit a Mage Blood, I did not hit a Headhunter, I did not get a Mirror, I did not get a Projectile. I actually never got anything of the good rewards from the spreadsheet over here that I showed before, where I say like, yo, did I ever get one of these tattoos? No. Did I get the weapon or any other thing? No, absolutely not. There is a way to obviously min-max that. For example, every tournament participant has 1 extra loss, right? Like, you need to lose twice to throw out of a tournament. Means, if you're in the grand finale with Ahuana, for example, and you know, oh, she can drop this, like, projectile to 2, and she hasn't lost yet, and you haven't lost yet, and she's offering you 12 chaos for the win, then you just intentionally lose, you know? You just open the round, and you just intentionally lose, because you have 1 free lose anyways. But what it does in the process, it rerolls her rewards, because these like 12 chaos orbs, whatever, was the price if you would have won. But if you lose, it rerolls that, right? So there is a lot of like min-maxing, how you can get more profit out of it. On top of that, I think there is also a bunch of like cheese builds, where I think they had like in the start there was like some cyclone knockback or vacuum cleaner kind of cyclone, you know, to suck everything in while your units do all this stuff. I think that got patched. Now people are using, I think, Void Sphere to do the same effect, where they just like put together all these monsters, because once you hit like 1,000 ranking or 1,500, then monsters are so freaking tanky that you're actually gonna play it differently. It's not like on the start where you say like, hey, I have a lot of damage, I'm just gonna kill everything, and at some point it takes so long to respawn, so I get all the totems for free. And at some point you're not really looking to kill the enemies anymore, rather to CC them. You knock back them, you suck them in a void sphere, you CC them, stun them, whatever, you know, like, just to win time for your units to actually do the totems. Good. I've done all the challenges. I personally say it was an interesting experience, but I would not say, not even close, that this would be my favorite league mechanic, because otherwise I would still be playing and pushing to rank 2000, but I just didn't enjoy it that much. In the other hand, let's talk about the other stuff that comes with the league mechanic, which is tattoos. And I think tattoos are a phenomenal, really, really good adaptation to your passive skill tree. And I'm using tattoos on almost every single build by now, just because it's this quality of life. Oh, I'm missing some res, but let's get some res over here. Oh, I am res capped, my stats are fixed. You know, I'm running a lot of auras, let's get aura effect. Oh, I need just a tiny bit more mana reservation efficiency. So instead of like going out of your way and spend like 10 skill points to get more mana reservation efficiency or get charisma on your anoint on the amulet or something like that, you can just use a couple of mana reservation tattoos and you can fix your character like that. I think some of the tattoos are quite overpowered. For example, Tornado Shot has been one of the best builds since the past couple of leagues, especially with the introduction of Omniscience and stuff like that. And when I played my accuracy stacker, the tattoos, you know, with +2 additional projectiles, the +2 projectiles on the skill tree, like this is getting absolutely ridiculous. I think you can actually play Tornado Shot right now with like over 20 projectiles, which is completely absurd. So I think some of these tattoos should get a nerf. I think like this one additional projectile tattoo is just ridiculous compared to other tattoos. And yeah, there is obviously ways to make like crazy characters with like, I even saw a video today with 100% spell suppression, 100% spell damage prevented. That means there was a video clip that I saw from like some guy that was doing Uber Exile, and he got hit by the flame wall and didn't lose life. Because there's like a tattoo with like a minion skill or whatever you get, and that basically says when you get hit by a unique enemy, you prevent spell damage or something, and you can stack this like 25 times to get spell suppression effect or something like that. But in the end of the day, he reached 100% of the spell damage suppressed to be completely negated. So he didn't get any spell damage at all, which is completely ridiculous. But I hope, like, seriously, I hope this league mechanic goes core for the sake of the tattoos. I really think it's a great addition. I think there should be some changes towards some of the tattoos. Maybe add some new ones over time. Maybe nerf some of the other ones. But I think I would love to see if the tattoos go core and the league mechanic itself. There's gonna be a lot of changes if it goes core to the league mechanic anyways. So maybe it becomes less of a meta thing, but this is just how PoE works, you know? There's always going to be the meta builds that are stronger than all the other builds. There's always going to be a meta composition of units in the Trial of the Ancestors to make winning easier and so on and so forth. But as I said, for me the problem was as soon as you figure out what units to buy and what items you are looking for at the end for the great, reward, then it becomes the same thing over and over and over and over again, and that's the part where I said like, nah, I'm done with it. I've done my challenges, so I've played the league mechanic to a certain extent, but I'm not interested to go any further on that. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see